Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sam Nisselby, and alongside me today is the man behind Twitter, Wrestling Plus Reason, Scott, as well as the third man, the man in black himself, and my co-host from ATL Rising Sun, Ethan. We are coming to you from Above the Ring, the wrestling podcast covering all things AEW worldwide, coming to you Monday morning, Turner time. Folks, this is the first episode back of your regular Above the Ring, your regular scheduled broadcast, if you will, back under the Bedlam Media brand. It's been a crazy month. We've had a lot of things going on. Just like I have mentioned prior, telling the guys of the show, if you guys didn't see the post, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, go to Bedlam Media as well as Above the Ring. I have a new show Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, dropping 7 a.m. in the morning, Eastern time. Uncle Sam Static Kaleidoscope, just talking for a good half hour. You like it, don't like it. It won't be wrestling related, just to clarify. So
I know. It's I love the Sam did like a pilot program for like some of us to just to see how we would like it. And like I like podcasts. I don't have a lot of time to listen to them. But when Sam sent me his, it's just I am a busy person. I got so much going on. But just starting with Sam's, like 2 minutes in, I'm like, I'm hooked. All right, I will clear my schedule. I have to listen to the rest of this. So believe me, when he starts dropping these episodes, pay attention. Listen, they're gonna be a lot of fun.
It's been a while.
Yeah. There'll be other things going on. We got new media, new content. That's all coming. Keep an eye out. If you guys have anything you want to add, you guys want to be a part of the Bedlam, DM us, let us know. We're just looking to grow this product as it is. However, it's very important. We're here to talk Above the Ring. We're here to talk wrestling. We're here to talk about the road to WrestleMania, starting with probably the greatest show WWE does every year, the 24 Royal Rumble.
Woo.
Guys, we don't even... First and foremost, this is a 4-match card, probably the shortest we've ever seen. Had this been under Vince, we won't be talking about that here. If this was under Vince McMahon, we'd be looking at like 10 matches, and we'd be here till like 2 o'clock in the morning being like, I just want to go home. I just want to go to bed. Please help. Please help. But it's not. It was 4 matches. We had a lot to talk about. I also get to share an experience because not only are Scott and I, Bedlam Media Above the Ring will be at WrestleMania 40 Nights 1 and 2.
Disclaimer, it's these two, not me. I'm sitting at this one.
Let me kidnap you.
It's true. We could. We'll take them across international lines. Yeah, that's fine.
Whoa. Can I just lie, say I'm saying what he's saying? By the way, these jokes, FBI don't come after us.
But not only are we going to be at Mania, I got to experience my first Royal Rumble in person. So we will be talking about that as we go through. So let's start. Overall, guys, what did we think of this year's show?
I liked it. I always enjoy the Rumbles. I like the fact that there really wasn't a lot of surprises with either Rumble. It was more people in-house. I mean, obviously you did have those random surprises, which was nice. We'll talk about them once we get into the matches. But a lot of it was homegrown talent. And I like that both the guys and the girls got some actual time to go out there. There were so many little storylines that were like intermixed with all the match with the 2 Rumbles too. So it was good. I really enjoyed it. It's probably one of my favorite ones in recent memory.
Papa H fucking rules again, baby.
Right?
See, TK, this is how you book pay-per-views. You make... yes, I'm going to take shots at AEW. Leave me the fuck alone. This is how you book pay-per-views, TK. Not 30,000 fucking matches. Learn from Triple H. By the way, okay, that was my AEW rant. Fuck off, people. You anti-dicks. But kind of like bounce on what Scott said. I mean, honestly, it flew. Like I was talking to Scott. Like it fucking flew. Like I couldn't believe we're on. What was it, Scott? Like 2 hours in, we're already on the U.S. title match. I'm like, ooh, yeah. Cool. Yeah. Two Ethan picks on the show. By the way, you could probably guess what the 2 are. But we got to see a certain that bitch show. Keyword. Wait till we talk about the Women's Rumble. Thank you. Knowledge her on the show. Yeah, fucker. My turn to brag, bitch. There's one match I was actually, it was there for me. We'll get to it. You could probably guess what it is, but let's talk about it because I want to talk about it.
I will say this before we get into the first match. Again, this was my first Rumble. We were further up in the nosebleeds. I will say, man, I've been to a lot of wrestling shows at this point, but there's something about the Rumble that felt like it was just like the first two contestants are in there in the wrestling, and then the 2 minutes go by, and then the third person comes out, and then the next 2 minutes go by, and then I think by the time you were at number 5, it just seems to really start going. And even
yeah, I thought the entrance went by it didn't even feel like a minute. It felt like 30 seconds. I was like, oh shit, we're on like number 15.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. When I was there, it was just chaotic, and it was just so much fun because you're like, sometimes some of these entrances would take the 2 minutes, and then finally get there, and then the countdown starts again. By the end of the night, so I went with our mutual friend Andrew, the one I met Scott through, and our girlfriends, and my girlfriend by the end of it, because at first she was just like watching, and she was like, "This is cool," and by the end of the men's match, she's like, 9, 8, 7, going, just keep going. So Andrew's girlfriend has never been to a wrestling show. She watched it with us sometimes. She's like, yeah, that's right. But she loved being there. It was
awesome.
Great time. And again, this might be me just kind of like when I saw WrestleMania 33, where I'm just like, that was a fun Mania. I might go back and watch it, but it was all right. But I was there. So maybe I'm just tainted by that.
Right.
But let's hop right into it. Most importantly, I think it's awesome. We started the show off, the biggest pop of the night, Mr. Pat McAfee coming in.
Michael Cole is so great on Con. He's like, Cole's like 2 years in a row, Cole. And Cole's like, I knew about this year's.
Yeah, it's funny because I wanted him to come out. I really wanted him to be there. And when him and Corey Graves came out, I'm like, oh, damn. And then I'm watching the video packages going through this and that. And all of a sudden, like, Royal Rumble in St. Petersburg.
Yep.
So the talking, the lights are going on. All of a sudden, you hear the music kick in, and I jumped out of my seat. That building blew up. Like, we had Pat McAfee, and you know what? We'll get into him later, but it was cool that he was there. I love how he's like a special attraction now on commentary.
Yep. Go back and watch it again. Like his commentary was beautiful. It was beautiful. That's one thing I wish that they would allow you to hear during those shows. You hear the commentary because when I went to
Battleground,
when I went to the Royal Rumble, I think in 2011 when it had the 40-man. Just hearing the announcers, I went back and watched it later. Like the announcers they added so much more to it. Like, and I thought it was a great show to begin with, but I don't know. They do such a great job.
Can you guys see them doing another 40? Or do you think that was just one? I only ask because Scott brought it up. Like, I'm kind of curious.
I think that was a one and done. I know they did the 50-man that one time, one of the Crown Jewels, but I don't think they'll ever go past 30 again. I don't think.
The Graceful Rumble, that was the first show.
Yeah.
So it's funny we were talking about that because Matt was with us too, and he said that was in Boston. So you, Andrew, and Matt had gone to that.
Yep.
And you guys were like the 40-man. There was a lot.
It was.
A lot. And now think about doing that now, and not just the men, but the women.
Right. Yeah.
And
80 people. Like, whoa,
Christ. That's a 2-hour match waiting to happen.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, so opening night, we had the women's Royal Rumble match. Solid bout. I'm just gonna go off with the most important part here. Bayley getting the W here. If I'm not mistaken, she's the last of the 4 horsewomen.
Yes.
To win it. Yep.
To win it?
No. Sasha.
Wait, Sasha has never won it?
Sasha never won.
That's right. No, you are correct.
So we have 3 out of the 4. She came in at number 3. Ethan, what's the Ethan rating on this one?
9, baby. This fucking ruled.
Yeah, it did.
Jordan Grace. By the way, Pat McAfee on commentary for Jordan. She's a teenage champion. Cole's like, yes, Pat, yes. and Corey's like, she has muscles where spots you don't think she has muscles. I was like, that a boy, Corey. And then
Yep.
and then they made a Brock because Pat calls Brock the alpha,
Yeah.
and then he called her that. I'm like, people are like, what? Because I have friends who never watched TNA in a long time, so they were like, who's? I'm like, think of Brock Lesnar in female form.
Right.
Tiny.
Yeah.
And time. Oh my god. So if she ever comes back, I want her and Bianca. I want her and Jay Cargill. I want her and Rhea Ripley.
Her and Ivy Nile. There's another one.
Me and you. Yeah, me and you. I said that. And then I was like, yeah, female hoss fight. Let's go.
I know. It was also great because we got the return of Naomi.
That was great. That was
number
awesome.
two. Number two. Plays
exactly
that too.
Yeah. Her Natty kicking off the show was really cool. And I remember I watched the press conference afterwards, and they asked Bailey about working with Natty and with Naomi. And she brought up that when she first got called up from NXT, they were two of the people that worked closely with her in the beginning. So it made a lot of sense to have all three of them. That's one of those things I love about the Rumbles. The number 1 and 2 and probably number 3 have some type of connection. And again, they did it again with this one too. So the men's also did it as well, which I thought was great, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah.
Yeah, so there was a lot going on here. I mean, to add to that, it was cool when you had Naomi and Jordan Grace in the middle.
Yes.
And then you hinted, like, again, Jordan Grace is in TNA, but she's having these moments with people. Again, 5 years ago, we wouldn't be having this.
Exactly.
And now we have, Jordan Grace is standing, like, neck and neck with some of WWE's finest. And you're like, chill. I'm getting chills again down my spine talking about this.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
I love the embrace between Naomi and Jordan Grace, because they just fought recently in TNA, and then all of a sudden they're hugging. They're like, "Oh, this is great!" And then they start beating the crap out of one another. It's like, all right, yeah, now it's time for business. Here we go.
Yeah. So, the other thing, and again, going back to this, I think with, Jordan Grace, a little different than Mickie James, because Mickie James was already a made woman in WWE, whereas Jordan Grace, the crowd was like lukewarm, and not like in a bad way. Like, the people who knew who she was and made it known that she was there.
Right.
And there were plenty of other moments there in this whole match. I was going to wait for Ethan to come back on this one. R-Truth coming in when Valhalla was coming out.
I had hoped so much that R-Truth would make some type of an appearance, because of just how he is. Like, he started off with a tweet in the earlier in the day saying that it's WrestleMania, welcome to WrestleMania, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Truth's already up to some nonsense. What's going to happen tonight? But he comes out during Valhalla's entrance and he gets in the ring, or tries to get in the ring. Adam Pearce stops him, and then it distracts Valhalla. She gets eliminated in like 5 seconds, which I guess ties the record with Chelsea Green. It was just, the man is a national treasure, and he can do no wrong in my eyes, like, period. Like, his stuff with Judgment Day that he's doing right now is just, it's fantastic. I just love it so much.
He's not a, what's the word I'm looking for here? He is not I can't say he's not a world champion, because I would eat that alive if he became world champion. But R-Truth is going to be a future Hall of Famer.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, my, R-Truth was so funny. I like when Valhalla came out, and then R-Truth ran down, and he literally got eliminated. And Pierce like, "You're not the Royal Rumble," and he's like, "You're telling me that's all women?" I'm like, "Fucking Truth," but I laughed on acted up, so I'm just gonna stick to my tongue for that. But no, the women's Rumble was fun, really fun. I like Cara Singh kind of do like the Spider-Man thing, like hang on the apron. I was like, that's so cool. And it was like, and then she got eliminated like 30 seconds. I'm like,
Literally 10 minutes after that, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Xavier Woods sent out a tweet of Spider-Man 2 when Peter Parker's holding on to the train, and he superimposed. And I was just like, this is, like, first of all, super quick. Second of all, could not stop laughing. It's just absolutely outstanding. It was so funny. Break something trying to hold on like she was.
Well, she was handing, like, she took a piece of the apron because like under the LED stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it looked like she was touching her. I'm like, oh, she's already out. I'm like, oh, never mind. But Liv Morgan come back was pretty cool. Jay Cargill finally coming in. I'm like, yeah, easy mystery point for me.
Watching it at home, the crowd sounded so loud. How was it, Sam, there when Jay came out?
I didn't even think about it because I knew in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, she's training and whatnot. Like, she wasn't even a thought. And then, of course, you got to remember, this isn't Vince's WWE anymore.
Right.
So you're getting people who, and now I haven't watched her in WWE yet up until this point. And she came out with her theme song from AEW.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just a little mix up, or like a tiny touch up, but
but it pretty much, like, when you heard it, again, it messes with your head because, you're dealing it for way before the Attitude Era too, where, people would go back and forth between WCW, WWE, and they were just, changing their names, changing their characters, changing their theme songs, changing their entrances.
Yep.
And all of a sudden Jade's coming through and she has her theme, and she still looked pretty green. There was like one or two things I saw. I'm like, yep, definitely a little work, but she had the aura. She had the it factor.
Yep.
There's a couple, her and Bianca standing in the middle of the ring. The place lost it.
That's a match I want to see too. Give me that.
Sam, if we get to watch that at WrestleMania, my God.
Now that's a theme. By the way, like about the women's program, like Jay came out, so we have to do a pick show. So basically, we had to pick one. What was it? One of the Rumble, Scott, for mystery pick.
Yeah.
So I think me, Scott, went with the women's, Zach, and Sam went with the men. I'm like, I'm picking Jay Cargill. Fuck. And I also had her wedding. By the way, she made Final 3. I can't believe I got that. That was crazy. I'm like, no way they're putting her in Final 3. Because I figure it's going to be like Nia dumping her out. Like, kind of get that heel heat. By the way, that was badass what Jay did with Nia.
Bro,
that was cool.
She lifted her with ease.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was nothing. I was
Cesaro shit. That was like Cesaro shit.
That was the first thing I thought of too. I'm like, this is the Cesaro Big Show section right there. Like, literally just like, holy
and then Becky's like, Becky was
like, that's a meme forever now. It's just like,
and then Jay's like, all right, get the fuck out, Becky. But I also like, not to go like too far. Did you guys see the picture like after when Bayley won when she eliminated Liv Morgan? By the way, Morgan's back. All the rest of them, Tiffany and Bianca, basically the final 5 eliminations were all, except for Becky, were all on the barricade, facing like this side. I thought that was a cool picture. They're like
shot picture. It was perfect. Yeah, like literally, you're looking at the future of WWE right there.
Thank you. That's what I was trying. But I liked I was talking to Scott Sam about like non-picks, just kind of like shooting like shit to giggles who I think might come up. Like I said, got 2 of them right from the women's side. I said Tiffany and Roxanne.
Yep. And
then the men's, I'll get to the men's after. But one of them showed up. But I like the spot where Tiffany like grabbed Bianca's braid and then eliminated that one. And then I think did Tiffany fall or did someone eliminate her? Because I thought she fell.
She fell because who was it?
I think Bianca or Bayley. I think
somebody eliminated Bianca, and then
Tiffany eliminated Bianca. I think. Actually, wait one second. I'll grab the.
Because if I remember correctly, because Bianca was getting pulled over by her hair. Tiffany was holding on to the
Bayley.
Side. It was Bayley. Yeah, Bayley lifted up Bianca, and it caused them both to get tumbled out. That
was actually a pretty cool spot. But I'll throw some stats out here. So Bayley is the 3rd person ever to win the Rumble match. I'm talking about overall. I'll talk about Cody later. 3rd time to win at number 3. And then, I'll tell more about the men's. But there's a few numbers left that still need at least one winner. But I'll get to that during the men's. But that was pretty. I enjoyed the women's. I honestly, of all the ones they had, I think this is their 7th one. Mm-hmm. This is my favorite one. This one beat the 2021 for me. That 2021 dropped number 2.
That was a good one too, yeah. But no, this one, this was a great way to start off the night.
Truth was MVP, by the way, of this show. By the way, no pun intended, because MVP was actually there.
Yeah, this one again, I was there, so I mean, I might have a little bias, but this was a good way to start. And then going right into it, I was a little confused, but then I realized again, I'm thinking about the way they were breaking up the show. We have 4 matches. So I'm like, they went to the title match, like at number 2 here. We're going to talk about that.
Let's talk about with that too. Actually, to be honest with you, I thought with Roman, either he wants to open or close. I'm like, oh shit, because I did see like 544 like here's the match order. Like I was like, okay, yeah, I don't buy Roman being second. I'm thinking they might switch the 2 top matches. Like
I think with what they were aiming to do with the men's Rumble, they didn't want to take away any steam.
Right.
So like again, I would have okay. On paper, women's Rumble, U.S. title match, and then the other 2 intertwined, depending on what they were going to do, what was more important.
Right.
The Rick shows up.
It makes the most sense. But when you think about it from a crowd perspective, and again, we've been watching wrestling enough the past few years where it makes sense when they start booking things and it's like, well, why is this match second to last? This isn't because the crowd gets gassed. And then you're doing a main event with a dead crowd.
Right.
I will tell you guys, I think I blew my vocal cords because my throat hurts still. Probably by maybe even at this match.
Oh wow.
Because my throat was hurt. Well, let me keep in mind here. Not only was this Roman Reigns defeating AJ Styles, LA, and Randy Orton, which was again I thought was a great match, but Andrew said, and I quote, I will quote him here, I'm so glad that they replaced the Daniel Bryan yeses with the LA Knight yes.
I mean, I am too.
So every time with it, every time it makes a hit, yeah. And then
it's like with Jey Uso, yeet.
Yeah.
And then at one point, it was funny. Andrew started, like when they were doing the 2 counts.
Yeah.
It would go 1, 2, and it wouldn't happen. And all he'd just look at me and go, 1, 2, yeah.
Fucking Andrew.
So, no, it was... By this point, I think by the end of this match, I was struggling. I woke up this morning and Ashley's like, "Good morning, babe." I'm like, "Good morning." So, no, I thought this was great. I thought everybody here, nobody looked bad.
No, 100%. Everybody had their moments. Yeah, I'm starting to understand the frustrations of a lot of people because obviously Roman's held this title now for 3+ years, going on 3.5, maybe we're getting, we'll probably get to 4. But it's crazy because now obviously he's not dropping this. I don't even think he's going to be at Elimination Chamber. So clearly the next stop is WrestleMania. We're talking about maybe a story getting finished, but if he somehow retains at Mania again, then the next stop is the number 2 longest reigning title reign in history because he has Bob Backlund and Hulk Hogan. That's it. And they're at 270 or 1270 and no. Well, hold on. He's like a few hundred days away from both of them. So if they decide to pull the trigger and let him hold on to it until he gets past those 2, there's no way in hell he's wrestling for another 7 years or 5 years to pass Bruno. There's no way he's going to do it.
No, that's the record that's set in
That's
stone.
never. That's
never getting broken.
No, never. But it's just, I don't know. I mean, I understand why people are like, oh, God, it's another Roman match. He can't win by himself. He needs the bloodline to interfere, mostly solo.
Mostly so, yeah.
And yeah, it's just like it's tough sometimes to get hyped about their matches because Roman's going to win, and you kind of know how he's going to win. But I don't know, I have a feeling that they'll probably try to do something special at Mania because I fully expect Solo to get involved again, like what happened at 39. But I'm wondering if Cody's now going to be smart enough to figure out a way to stop that from happening. Or to take out Solo, or to take out Jimmy. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, guys, take a guess on my rating before I get into it.
7.
8.
Sam, what? Scott, Scott got that one 7. I like the match. My only complaint, Scott kind of hit. Like I do like Solo, but just kind of cut it out. I get no DQ and all that bullshit. Like whatever, but come on, really. I did like how he tried stack him, like trying to do the triple stack. That was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then, but it's just like I remember I thought Orton had him, and then Solo pulled him out, and I was like, oh god, we're getting the Cody spot. And then we're like, dude, like we all know it's Solo. Like, can you at least put different pants on?
Yeah, right.
And by the way, speaking of Fatu's, I didn't know this till this morning. Jacob Fatu and Scylla Fatu were at the Rumble, like in the crowd watching, because someone posted a video of them dancing to both Jimmy and Jay's spoiler, like entrance scenes. It was so funny. Like Jacob's like, yeah, let's. So it's like, okay, like this, like hip hopping. I was like, okay, that's kind of fun. But, well, they just, I mean, because they were in Florida, they were for GCW. By the way, saying you missed some good shows, GCW. But like the title, I like top match. It was fun. I did like the triple stack where AJ had all 3 pin, and then all they were like, it looked like they all low blowed each other somehow. Like Orton looked like. I was like, ouch.
Yeah.
It's funny how Heyman never interferes. Like he might do like the manager spot, like kind of like ref. What are you doing? Like, hey, me, I'm here.
Yeah.
And then Saul's like, all right, fuck you. But I'm actually shocked he wasn't in the Rumble. To be honest with you, I thought they might try to put him, like, kind of protect Jimmy and stuff.
I mean, yeah, but and I also like we'll talk about the men's match, but I'm very happy that none of the men in this match were in the Rumble. That's what I hope.
Me too.
Like they challenge for the title, they should not be in the Rumble. You have to let everybody else have a shot.
Me and Scott got the same thought because I was about to say. And plus, like, I agree with Scott. Like, I always think that the world title should be like, except for a few occasions, like Taker, Michaels 26, obviously the Rumble matches, stuff. But like not count Rumble wise. Like, okay, there's certain times, but like in this case, I'm glad it actually did because we've seen that last year. We don't really need to see it again,
right?
Like this, because like I said before, like if it was Maven, then The Rock or it's my phone, like they call it the Rick, show up on the Rick. That was the only way they were Maven if the Rock was showing up, but spoiler, he didn't show up. So, but it was still a fun match. My only nitpick was just solo interviewing. I did like that's why I probably would have given it 8 if that didn't happen. But everyone took all 3 finishers. By the way, that was shocking.
Yeah.
Or as my friend's girlfriend thought, Jason Momoa. But I still enjoyed though. Surprisingly.
I'm glad we get to see the 4 of them. Because again, I know Randy's on his, he's probably on his way out at some point. He's, he might be, if I'm not mistaken, the oldest person on that roster. He might be.
Probably.
Give or take CM Punk and AJ. I think they're all around the same age. So I know he was out forever. And who knows
months.
how long?
18 months.
Yeah. And who knows what happens the next time around.
So Randy's, all right, here's some age updates. So Randy's 43. CM Punk is 45.
Okay.
I'll give you AJ right quick because you mentioned him. AJ is 46.
Right, so 46 looking like he's 36. It's insane.
Right? But I'm glad I didn't. I did get pinned because he already got pinned Crown Jewel, and I did really want that again. Right. Not quote unquote in a row because technically we hit December, but still. But I like the ending where AJ tried to go for it and Roman pushed LA into AJ, so AJ went stomach first, and then Roman's like, "All right, I'm here with spear."
Yep.
Yeah. So, no, it was great to see. I just thought it was a good showcase of all the talent here.
Agreed.
Let's talk about everyone's favorite champion who's not Roman Reigns. I don't know who got booed out of this building more. If it was who was in the women's rumble, was it Nia?
Probably
Nia.
When Nia came out, the place booed her to shit. However, I think the only person who outdo that is Logan Paul.
No, Dominic.
Okay, I'm sorry. So we're tie. It's like a 3-way tie right now.
Yeah.
But anyways, Logan Paul, shock I did not see this coming. I don't know. This is probably the most clever way I think they've disqualified somebody from a match.
Yep.
Where I didn't go that. No.
Yep.
I actually, the way it ended, and yes, we wanted Kevin Owens to win. Nobody wants Logan Paul to have a belt. But the way they did it, and you could make a with the brass knuckles, I was just like, because he just stopped counting. I'm like, why is he stopping? Is his foot on the rope? I couldn't see.
Yep.
So he's pointing at the knuckles.
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought it was a creative, very good. I think it was the shortest match, Ethan.
It was
14 minutes. Yeah, 14 minutes. I think. Did it go? Was it 14 minutes?
Yes,
14
minutes.
I'll go by Wikipedia because they update it kind of quickly.
Yep.
But yeah, Sam and Sonic always got the Kevin Owens part. I'm like, no, I'm doing so well. Don't fuck me over now. I didn't want Logan to win, but I was kind of being. By the way, did I tell you, Scott, it's gonna be fuckery?
You did.
So what happened was, Sam. So you were live there. So some dumbass of his entourage. It's the same guy too. Like, can you at least change it up? So and then Mike Cole's like, "What's this jerk doing?" I fucking die when Mike Cole said that. Get this guy out of here. And then so they're all doing it. And I think Austin and Grayson must have miscued or something, or like something happened because he was a little too long on that guy. And Pat McAfee's like, "Go away, guy. I don't want you here." And then I tend to run there and then basically do the Santos spot. And then Kevin Owens grab it. But like Santos, I actually did like that clever. I'm like, oh no. Kick out, Logan. I don't like you, but kick out. I need this point. And then referee's like, caught, yeah. I'm like, you know what? That's actually clever, actually. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. That was actually pretty clever. But I think they might do like a no DQ. I don't know if they actually will, but WWE do a couple matches. Like, all right, we're going to throw one stipulation in here somewhere. Then we wait for Owens to jump on.
They might do something in Perth for Elimination Chamber, and then we know Logan's going to go to Mania, probably still as champion. So,
all right, boys, take guess my rating.
He'll go past Mania being champion, but I think he'll walk into Mania as the U.S. champ.
I do too. What do you guys might think my rating is?
6.
Actually, no. I'd probably say a 7 on this one too, because this was a high quality show. I don't think there was really a bad match here.
I'm gonna say 6.5. So kind of both of you. Just for the guy. I'm not big for DQs, but in this case it protects Owens because Owens will be like, hey, technically you brought the man but he got caught, right? So it gives him. I get like why they did it. Like, I'm not a big fan, like I said before, but in this case it makes sense because you want to protect them. But yeah, just the A-Town down there and that asshole entourage guy took like 20 years to get out of the ringside area. I'm like, no, if that didn't happen, like if it's just like, okay, Bryson, bam, oh wait, I caught you, then like, okay, then I would have said like Scott would have been right, 7, but 6.5 for me, honestly. Like, this was my least favorite thing on the show.
Okay.
But it was so good, don't be wrong. Just if I had to be like, what's your least favorite, I'd probably say this match, honestly.
No, that's fair. That's fair. You're always going to have something that is going to be your least favorite. But I don't think there's a moment on this show where I'd say you can skip that.
Right.
Not on the show, no. Oh, I meant to ask you, Sam, during the wins for a second. When Jordan Grace came out, was it quiet or was there kind of like, because a lot of people said the crowd was dead during some of this show.
So,
and I figured you were there, so I must ask you.
Yeah, I think you had dropped. I'll that's fine. I'll repeat it again. So when she came out, it was like lukewarm, not in a bad way. Like the people who knew, like me, knew, and we made sure it was her that we knew who she was. A lot of the other people were definitely just no idea who it was.
Yeah, because I came back, all you guys felt was Archer. Like, oh shit, did I miss this much? And we're into the men's already. Then I was like, but because I knew who she was, and the friend I was watching with, like, he knew too. I popped. I was like, yeah, Jordan Grace, let's fucking go. I felt that for Scott because I actually exploded for him. Wasn't trying to, by the way. I thought Pito Inside, loved him, respect him. I was like, please be bullshit. And I said to Scott, No.
I jokingly had said in our group text, I said that because he had said that during the episode. I'm like, damn it! I'm like, Ethan, no spoilers on Rumble Saturday. So I jokingly said, if she comes out, you're fired. End of story. That's it. And then she came out. Of course, naturally, 5 seconds later, Ethan gets a text message.
No, I texted you. I said, "Oops." I texted. I was like, "Oops," and Scott's like, "You're fired." I'm like, "Fuck you! I'm not fired." But I want to ask that because like some people were kind of like, "Ooh, Jordan Grace, okay, like Knockouts Champ TNA," and then everybody was just like, "Oh, her." I thought a lot of them came out because like I found Indy Hartwell came out too. Like she was kind of quiet. I could be wrong because that's when it came off the TV, but I like the drone shots, by the way. That was cool.
So there's definitely people who again, my girlfriend knows enough where it's like she doesn't watch WWE, but she knows who Rhea Ripley is. She knows who Charlotte Flair is. She knows who Becky is. When you get some of this newer talent like Tiffany Stratton coming out and Roxanne Perez, it's nothing against the talent, but people who watch it casually. Again, I don't watch the WWE brand as much as I should, but you can pretty much throw almost every name out there. I know who we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I know every person we're talking about. Do I know
Thank
their
God.
present, future? Probably not, but I know who you're talking about, and I have a grasp on where they're at. Where, again, someone like my girlfriend or even her best friend, who's Andrew's girlfriend, doesn't know. No, they're just like, they don't care. They're there for the fun. Which actually, which will bring us into the next match because there's a couple here that I went bananas for, and it got to the point where Ashley was like, I like when you go to 11 because I know when these are the good people coming out. So, main event, Men's Royal Rumble. We have our first back-to-back Royal Rumble winner since 98-99, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
97-98.
97-98.
6 years.
It's funny because I think when that happened, when we were watching the video on the Titantron, I think when they were showing that video package, everyone in the place went, "Hell yeah!"
Well, it's funny, like, because I was watching a friend of mine here, and the joke, like, and a buddy texted me, he's like, "That 97 was bullshit. Bret Hart should have won."
Nice.
So, like, doing the technicality, but he's like, "I'm just joking. I don't really care. Like, we like to joke with that." But it was cool.
We have Cody Rhodes. Is now going back to Mania to most likely challenge Roman. I don't think there's any doubt he's not challenging Roman. And I think at this point,
the fucking story.
Yes, and hopefully finishing the story. I think even the devoted Roman fans will be so confused if he does not finish the story here. Right. This I thought was a lot of fun. Again, I think the fact that they kicked it off with Jay and Jimmy coming out, especially with Jay coming out at number 1, I thought Pat had this is at least from my perspective, and you got to remember, you guys saw the photo of where I was sitting. I was sitting further back in the 300 section.
Yep.
Pat McAfee had one of the biggest pops. So did Naomi, if not the biggest pop of the night.
I think Naomi was a little louder.
But when Jay came out, and you see the whole 48,000 people doing that and screaming yeet. Ashley's like, yeet? The crowd when they're screaming and everything's going crazy for his theme song.
Yeah.
Ashley's like, they're all doing it.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. And then
Sam, were you one of the 48,000 doing it?
And then have Jimmy come out and them start off. I thought it was a great beginning of the match.
It's a nice tease for Mania.
That was funny though. Like Jay's like, "Yeah, I'm hyped." Like, "Yeah, let's go." And then Jimmy's music, he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Could you hear the crowd during that match? Because when they're going back and forth doing the jabs at each other, it'd be like Jay, yeet, Jimmy, no yeet, Jay, yeet, Jimmy, no yeet.
I did because I was like, because a friend of mine, he was here. He's like, "Are they saying yeet back to back?" I'm like, "No, for Jimmy, they're saying no yeet."
No yeet.
And he's like, he's like, "They are saying no yeet." Okay, but that is funny though. Yeet, no yeet, yeet. Imagine him and LA Knight. Yeet, yeah, yeet, yeah. I kind of wish that happened. I wish LA wasn't just for that only. but I'm glad he wasn't because I hate when they do the world title and they're like, well, fuck you, I'm going to the Rumble.
Yep.
Rowan.
Not even.
Go ahead, say sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say not even shortly after that. Again, like we talked about, they didn't have too many external surprises, but we had some comebacks. And when number 4 came out, when Andrade, I jumped out of my seat. And Ashley's like, "Wow, who is that?" I go, "He was on Collision." I go, "He was on a Dynamite. He was on, he was in AEW. He was." I was trying to explain it. I don't know if she remembered who he was, but it was just, oh man, it was a cool moment. Glad to see him back in WWE. Hopefully, see him do great things there.
Ricky Starks, you're next, buddy.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
I that's my guess for 2024. If not early next year, we all know he's coming to WWE. We all know that. It's a matter of when.
When's his contract up?
I don't know. Sometime this year, but I don't know when.
Where's Sean Rossap? He can tell us. Sorry, bad joke. I do like. In all honesty, I do like Fightful. I do respect their shit. That's actually one news site I can trust. One of like 4 or 5, but yeah, Andrade, that was fucking cool. I heard, like, yeah, let's go. Braun Breaker came out. Scott, that was one of the ones I got right somehow.
Yep.
Almost. I like Pat, but a lot of people were bitching that they wasted a spot on him. I did like him. He was like, all right, I'm ready to fight. Nope. Okay, I'm ready. Psych. No. I'm like, dude, just fucking fall, please.
I think, and this is what we were having at least Matt had brought it up when we were sitting there. He goes, I wonder if that was Brock's spot.
Braun's was, yes.
Braun's was.
Okay. From what I was reading, everything that Braun did in the Rumble was supposed to be Brock. It was supposed to be Dominic Mysterio eliminating Brock from the Rumble.
Oof.
Because
I can't read that.
They were supposed to have a thing at Elimination Chamber, from what I read. And I'm like, the heat that would have had Dominic eliminating Brock.
That building would have imploded.
We had a lot of big meaty men slapping meat in this thing.
Oh, there was a meat chant going at one point. I think it was Gunther and Braun.
Big E wants his meat invitational happening in WrestleMania.
I saw that. I think that's a great idea.
Big E's listening.
Live. That's really what it is. That's what we need.
Who was it? It was Bronson, Reed, and I think Gunther, where they were up against each other.
Gunther, Ivar was in there as well.
Oh no, it was Ivar and Bronson when they were like, I think there was one point it was either them or was it Gunther and I think Bronson was. Either way, there was a point where the whole crowd up in the 300s was yelling, me. I
wouldn't mind. I think Braun needs to come up to the main roster. Honestly,
he was
he fucking threw Balor out.
He has been clocked at 23 miles per hour running the ropes. That man's spear. I know you haven't been watching NXT, Sam, but my god!
Shit.
I think it's the best spear in the business, like today.
No pun intended.
The last 50 years. It's insane how hard he hits people.
He wrestles like he's been on the main roster for a while.
Yeah,
Ivar.
He's ready.
Did you realize, Scott? He was almost kind of like babyface a little bit.
Braun?
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah,
because he was because motion when he's here, he
can't be healed forever.
That spear to Ivar was fucking funny.
It's ridiculous.
And R-Truth got a fucking hot tag over. Yeah! Like, it was funny because, like, Dominic, and people who haven't seen it, so basically R-Truth comes down. I think before I get the R-Truth, did you notice the last 5 entrants were all Raw guys?
The last 7 were all Raw.
Sorry. The last 7 were all Raw guys, but so Truth comes down, he throws Big Don in the ring because Braun speared him after Dominic eliminated Braun. So he speared JD, then he laid there, and Truth runs and he throws JD, and JD gets eliminated. 3 seconds, he was all in that match officially. And JD's like, what the fuck, Truth? And he gets in, and he's trying to do a tag, so Gunther puts Dominic in a sleeper hole, and then Dominic does the hot tag, and I'm like, you can't get this shit over. And then Gunther came a heel when he would let him finish his Cena move.
It was pretty funny when he did do the when they did do the hot tag. Everyone's like, what's going on? What's he doing? And then as soon as that tag, the build, it was funny. I'm like, that's how you do funny in a match.
R-Truth is
Toriano, take notes. That's how you do it. But it was so fucking fun. That was anybody else that would have been, but Truth, he could make any shit do. Like, that was so funny. Even Dominic Gunther were like, what the fuck? Oh, okay. And then Dominic's like, all right, screw it, tag. Next year's tag team, bro. That was fucking funny, though. Sami Zayn came back. I was happy about that. No Rock. No Okada. No MJF.
Gunther,
no Monet.
So it's funny. Being far enough back, again, I mean, we're in a baseball field that's domed. So you couldn't hear. Sometimes we'd be watching the monitor because sometimes it was closer. So we'd be watching the monitor and you couldn't hear anything. It was weird. So you'd be looking down there and the match is going on down there, but then you look at the monitor and the monitor, it's like you're watching like a slapstick comedy film because you're waiting to hear a bump. That's all you see. But again, we're in the 300 section and you would hear Gunther.
The chops.
All the way from you. Very light and you're like.
Pew! Poor Dominic, he's like, all right, I'm going to chop. And Gunther's like. Let's chop this shit. By the way, I'm glad I like Kofi, but I'm glad he doesn't do the Kofi spots anymore. Because the last 2 or 3 years, he like butchered, no pun intended. Like he kind of, or not butchered, botched them. Well, it wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault.
Last year he tried to do it, but like Gunther almost killed him.
And the chair almost broke the year before. The commentary chair.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Gunther's like, you get the fuck out. Drew was number 29. I actually thought Punk was going to be number 30, to be honest with you. Do the whole Cody thing.
But he got the special number 27, which is normally one of the better ones.
I'll do my number stats in a second. Thank you for that, actually.
Yeah, so it was funny. By the time 30 came out, and it was cool that I forgot about Sammy. But he came out, and I thought it was going to be somebody else. We get some big pop. And Sammy came out. And I was, again, by this point, I think Drew I was excited for. Punk, I kind of like sat down. I'm just like. But like by the time Sammy came out, I was just like. I was gassed. Yeah. Mind you, we saw this drive an hour back from St. Pete. But I thought the way they ended this match was great. Like I was convinced for a while because it almost sounded like they signed Punk and they were gonna pull the trigger.
Yep.
It sounded like they were just gonna go, nope, whatever we're gonna do, nope, we're gonna just give everything to Punk right now. Fine, it's your company, that's what you want, that's what you want to give the fans or whatever. But I almost felt like, they were going to be like, well, we got our next cash cow, so Cody's going to go to the side.
Right.
But, like, they did this so well, and there was, again, you didn't know who was going to win. By those last 30 seconds, you had no idea. And, again, the building back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And finally, once Punk went over the rope, that was it.
Did you notice Cody did the elite sign, and then for the second year didn't fight. And I like how he turned around and pointed at Roman, who's directly across the other side of the stadium. And I'm like, how the fuck can Roman see him pointing at him? But I kind of figured I like the Rumble. I give this one an 8 out of 10. I'll just blow it. That was my other Ethan pick, but I like the women's a lot better, not by much. I like the Final Four. That was pretty. That was great. It was Drew, Gunther, and then Punk eliminated Drew. I'm like. Maybe a WrestleMania moment? Maybe. Or Chamber. Drew's going to be like, fuck you, you eliminated me. I'm going to kick your ass.
Yeah, it's crazy also with Cody eliminating Gunther for the second year in a row. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, it's going to be Gunther versus Cody because Gunther is just going to be on Warpath because he cannot beat Cody in a Rumble.
It was funny when they came on the final three. Us three all had the same pick, so it was literally one of us was getting a point. It would determine what it was going to be: 3, 2, or 1.
Yep. Yeah, it was nuts. We all did a good job with the picks.
We all did. So for stats, for numbers, so Cody, well, we already said first 2-time back-to-back worse than Stone Cold, obviously. First one, the winner, number 15, which was actually that's where he should have had last year, honestly. But whatever. So only entrants left are number 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, 20, and 21 and 26 are the only ones left to basically need a winner.
I'm surprised. 26.
And so the top 4, I'll just do the top winniest numbers, I guess. Whatever you want to. Most Rumble winners, we'll just go like that. So number 30 has 5, and I'm counting the women, by the way, like overall Rumble.
Yeah.
Number 4 is 28, 27, and number 1, and then there's 3 winners from number 3 and 24. That's your top 3. That has the winniest number.
All right. All right. Well,
overall score 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, this was, again, I'll summarize. I thought this was a great show. So one of the cool things I think about this was the event was held at Tropicana for the second time. It also happened at 21 Rumble, but I think that was still under Thunderdome.
That was Thunderdome, yeah. Because
that was Thunderdome, yeah.
They moved everything from the Performance Center to Tropicana Field, and Triple H actually talked about it during the press conference that how surreal it felt when they were in there before performing in front of nobody besides the screens, and then to walk in there afterwards with 44,000 and 48,044 people.
Yeah,
it was just surreal, the difference between the two.
So the other thing, though, if we talk about if you cut the Thunderdome out, the last time they held a Royal Rumble in Tampa was in '95, almost 30 years ago, at the USF Sundome, which is where I believe that AEW 200 was taped.
Oh, okay.
Where we went to. So, no, it's cool. It's cool. I don't know. There's something special about, and maybe I'm just, piping my own ego up, but there's something special about this Rumble, and I think there's going to be something really special about 40. It's the 40th Mania. Why wouldn't it be special, Scott?
Yeah.
So,
it's funny that you mentioned that too. Not to keep bringing back to the press conference afterward, but Triple H kind of said the same thing. He's like, tonight just felt different. Like it was like they're on the cusp of something brand new. Obviously, I know with the other news that had been going on, we'll talk about that on a later thing, but it did, like with him talking about how different it felt, and it truly did. Like it felt like I don't want to say a fresh start because they've been doing good stuff for a little while now, but it felt, like they had turned a page. So I am very excited for things going forward. I fully expect Elimination Chamber in Australia to be amazing because their shows outside of the country have always been fantastic. And then obviously Mania nights 1 and 2, like you and I, Sam, and John and Alex are going to be there too. It's going to be so much fun. And
Stand Deliver that morning of WrestleMania Saturday. So have fun, guys.
It's going to be crazy.
Wait, what's that morning?
Stand Deliver on Saturday. It's on the morning of WrestleMania Saturday.
Yep. I think it's like at noon or 1 o'clock. That's normally what they've done when they do them on a Saturday.
Well, in California, it was morning, but still.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
So you're not going to see me too much during that because I'm going to be watching a lot of fucking Collective and wrestling.
And we'll be there. We'll be there. So we're going to try to.
Dardom's going to 23 Arena. I'm like, fuck, the one time I really want to go. God damn it. Go see Matt Turner, Sam. He's going there. You go see him.
Yep. We will be covering stuff while we're there. I mean, Scott and I treat this as at this point a ATR vacation too. Ever since we did, this might be the new thing, Scott. I just think every year
I'm all right with that.
Let's pick a spot, get the hotel, we'll buy the tickets, and we'll take the week.
Yep.
Why not?
Yep.
You then get your passport. You're gonna be down here next year for 25.
I'm trying, boys. Come on. You know the fucking system. No pun intended. All right,
but anyways,
real quick.
Guys, 24 is going to be not just WWE's year, it is going to be Bedlam Media and ATR's year as well. If you guys are going to do so, please make sure you follow us on Twitter.
Wait, we got to talk about points right quick. You forgot about points.
Oh, did we not go over the points?
No, we didn't. No, Ethan wants to talk points because for the first time,
Yes.
He didn't do it all in 2023. He couldn't do it by himself. He always had to latch on to somebody to get his points. But the first event of 2024, I will give an applause to Ethan for finally getting a solo victory by himself.
Yeah.
No, actually, Scott, I want to make some. If he couldn't do them by himself, so that means all last year he had solo victories as well.
I see what you did there, and well done, sir. Well done. Well done.
That was good. I'll give him that one. That was pretty good. You fucking prick.
So yeah, let's run these down quickly, guys. We did an update on our points, and we did not do a pre-show. So what we did, we decided this year we were all going to have 3 choices, like we usually do with the Rumbles. I think, and if you correct me if I'm wrong, I think you'd have your third, second, and first.
Yep.
I think the points were the opposite way, where if it was your third,
yeah, 3 points was for What basically 1, 2, and then 3 was your first pick, 2 was your second, and 1 basically like you said backwards 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. So we did that,
and then mystery entrant.
Mystery entrant. You got one choice between all of them. If you got that one right, then you would tie. And we didn't know if there was gonna be a 5th match, so we said the equivalent of matches. In this case, it was 4. So if you got the mystery entrant right, you got 4 points.
Thanks, Jay Cargill. I was hyped when she came. I'm like, fuck yeah! Give my 4 points, bitch.
Ethan was the only one to get his mystery pick correct. None of the rest of us did. The only thing that Ethan missed out on a clean sweep is Cody. It was his second pick and not his first pick.
Yeah.
So he gets the 1 standard point, but that's okay. Ethan now has 6 points. He's 2 behind myself, which I have 8. Sam,
I would have been at 7 if I had Cody first.
I know. And our champion, who once again is not here with us tonight, has 4 points. So he's running out of time. There are actually
he's on the bubble.
He's on the bubble. There are only 5 events left. We have NXT Vengeance Day, which is this Sunday. So Ethan and I will be doing a post show about that. Then we have Revolution,
Ring of Honor,
Stand and Deliver, and then WrestleMania is night 1 and 2. And actually, now that I'm thinking of it, Elimination Chamber, because it is an external. It's a pay-per-view outside of the country. That is actually a new thing we'll be doing for next year as well. So there are 6 left. So there's
and Ring of Honor, so 7.
Oh, that's true. All right, so there's still a whole bunch left.
You got guys,
but that's on the bubble.
It's going to come quick again. By the time this drops, I mean we're already at the end of January.
Yep.
We got a little over 2 months till Mania.
Yep.
So fuck yeah.
By the time this drops, it'll be 68 days.
Gotta be quick. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you already do so, please make sure you follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. You can follow us at Above the Ring, as well as Bedlam Media, our new podcast network. Like I said before, I have my new solo podcast, Uncle Sam's Static Kaleidoscope, dropping the first Monday of February. So keep an eye out for that. Quick 20-minute morning podcast. Get your day going. Wherever you listen to your podcasts, or on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review, tell people why Above the Ring and Bedlam Media is the podcast show of your choosing and why they should listen to us as well. Guys, once again, thank you for listening. And as we've liked to say since 2018, do not forget to join the Bedlam.